You can imagine that this headline caught my attention, 3,600 food packaging chemicals. We'll talk about that, but what about this business of reheating food killing us? Who wants their gravestone to say, killed by reheating food? Nobody. So what is this all about? Indeed, when we do analysis of foods, you find that there are a lot of chemicals in there that come from the packaging because we eat a lot of packaged foods. I'm just considering here what I had today. My Fiber One came in a package. My strawberries, of course, come in a plastic package. The coffee that I drink, my cheese, my blueberries, my hummus, my tomatoes, my flaxseed, even my ding dong came in plastic packaging. And of course, it's not surprising that some of these chemicals could transfer into the food. Anytime that two substances come together, there's the possibility of transfer of molecules. But what do we really make of this? The truth is, I don't know. And I don't think anyone else really knows either. Just because those chemicals are there doesn't mean that they're getting into our body. And even if they're getting into our body, we don't know that they're really doing anything. Much of the information about the toxicity of these substances comes from laboratory studies, comes from animal studies. Indeed, my colleagues, the analytical chemists, are so good these days that they can detect things down to parts per trillion. That's the width of a credit card relative to the distance between the Earth and the Moon. That's pretty impressive. So we can detect those things in our blood. And yes, they possibly come from food packaging. And yes, there are studies with animals that show that higher doses of those same substances can cause a problem. But honestly, what are we going to do with this information? Are we going to stop eating our blueberries? Are we going to stop eating our strawberries? Are we stop drinking our coffee and not eating flax seeds or Fiber One? I'm not going to do that. Well, maybe stop eating ding dongs. All right. But, the fact is that we are full of chemicals, thousands of chemicals that come from our cosmetics, that come from the air that we breathe, from the water that we drink. The truth is, we don't know what to do about all of these. And the fact is that we live in a world where packaged food is a way of life. We're not going to do without it. We're not going to go back to farming everything in our backyard and eating it directly from plants. There's all kinds of worries. You can even worry about, rubber duckies. Why? Because they're made of PVC and some of them contain phthalates, which are plasticizers, and those are endocrine disruptors. Not my ducky, though. No phthalates.